Good morning, everyone. I'm in the beautiful fruit section in Publix. This week's Torah portion has a commandment about fruit. The Torah says the first fruit of the farmer shall be brought to the temple and given to the Kohen as a gift, as an expression to God of gratitude for the first fruit of the harvest. And this mitzvah is so important that on the very first word of the Torah, Bereshit, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. The Torah says, and Rashi comments, what does it mean, Bereshit, in the beginning or first? That the Torah was given for the sake of the first fruit, the beginning of the crop. The question is, from all the 613 commandments, why is it the mitzvah associated with the first fruit, where the farmer would bring his first fruit to the temple? Why does Rashi say that the whole Torah was given for the first fruit, Bereshit, Reshit, Pri Hadama, the first fruit of the harvest of the land? And the answer perhaps is by an interesting statement in the Talmud. The Talmud says, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Why? Because when the rich man brought his first fruit in a golden bowl, the Kohen would remove all the fruit and give him back his golden bowl. But when the poor man brought his fruit in a wicker basket, the Kohen would accept the gift and keep the basket. So the Talmud says, you see, the rich get richer, they get back that golden bowl, but the poor man loses his wicker basket. And the question is, why not give the poor man his wicker basket in return after he gives the fruit to the Kohen? One beautiful explanation is, when you package fruit in a basket, you put the nicest fruit on top, and then the less quality fruit, the inferior fruit, go on the bottom of the basket, which isn't as visible. So the rich man has beautiful fruit. He has nothing to be ashamed of. Even if you take out all the fruit and you get to the bottom of the basket, the fruit on the bottom is beautiful because he's a rich man. But the poor man, he puts the nice fruit on top to cover up, but on the bottom, he has very inferior fruit. So in order not to embarrass the poor man by removing his fruit, the Kohen keeps the wicker basket. And that's why it says this is the reason God gave us the Torah. The first fruit, the lesson we learn not to embarrass the poor man, to be sensitive to his feelings, and keep the wicker basket, to not have to remove the fruit and expose the inferior fruit. That's the whole purpose of the Torah. That's Reshit, Bereshit. We're about to start the Torah, but you know what the Torah is all about? One thing: compassion, sensitivity, love to another human being. There is a story told about a wealthy businessman who was on a trip to a foreign country with one of his top employees, and he fell ill, and he was gravely ill, and he was about to pass away. And he said to his trusted employee, go home, break the sad news to my wife about my passing, and I'm giving you the business, and you can give my wife whatever you want. So he travels back, he breaks the news to the wife that her husband died, and says, listen, your husband said he's leaving the business to me and I can give you whatever you want. I decided I want to give you 10% of the business and I'll keep 90%. And the wife said, the widow said, how could you do that? It was my husband's business. How could you only give me 10%? And he said, that's what your husband said. He said I should give you whatever I want. So they went to the rabbi to resolve the dispute. And the rabbi listened to both sides and said to the employee, give her 90%, then you keep 10%. And he said, what do you mean? I want to give her 10, not 90. And the husband said I should give her whatever I want. And the rabbi said, exactly. Listen to what he said. Give my wife whatever you want. How much do you want? You want 90% for yourself. That's the amount he wants you to give his wife, the 90%. This is the whole message of the Torah. Bereshit, the first rule is always think, what do I want for myself? And that's exactly what you should want for someone else. Have a wonderful day. Shavua Tov.